Red Dead Redemption 2 is a massive open world game with hundreds of hours of content and 94 main story missions. Of those 94, I've narrowed it down to what I think are the best 10 in the game. There were originally 25 missions on this list, so trying to bring it down to 10 was hard, but in order of occurrence, here are the top 10 missions in Red Dead Redemption 2, and of course there are heavy spoilers ahead. At number 1 we have the Sheep and the Goats, which is the second last mission of Chapter 2. The mission starts off slow with Arthur and John stealing some sheep, but this section has one of the more important quotes of the game.
Just do one thing or another, not be two people at once, that's all I'm saying.
It really picks up when the boys arrive back in Valentine, and Leviticus Cornwall makes his first appearance.
You don't know me, but you keep robbing me! My name is Leviticus Cornwall!
Arthur, John and Dutch then fight their way through town to escape. I really do like the firefight missions in the game, you'll see that it's a common trend on this list. An honourable mention here would be the mission Blessed Are the Meek, where Arthur breaks Micah out of jail, who is a more likeable character at this point, and they shoot their way through Strawberry. Coming in at number 2 and 3, we have A Short Walk Through a Pretty Town and Blood Feuds Ancient and Modern, which wraps up Chapter 3 and one of my favourite parts of the game. From the moment A Short Walk in a Pretty Town begins, you can tell something is off, and after being ambushed by the Greys, Sean is the first gang member to be killed on screen.
Now it don't feel right. I could have told you.
This is the moment the game takes a darker and more serious turn. This mission is one big firefight with Arthur and Micah killing a majority of the Grey family and saving Bill from Sheriff Grey.
You want to join your little friend there, do you?
Either way, you're a dead man. Morgan?
This mission leads directly into Blood Feuds Ancient and Modern, where Jack is taken by the Braithwaite family and the gang comes together to try get him back. Everything about this mission is just perfect and it's my favourite mission of the game. The music, the dialogue,
if you ain't gonna be civilized about this.
And the one shot of the whole gang walking up to the Braithwaite Manor in the dead of night is just magic. At number 4 we have Horseman Apocalypses, which as you guessed it is another big firefight, this time between the Vandalin gang and the O'Driscolls at the Shady Belle camp. This mission has great action and does a good job in further establishing Sadie as the badass female character of the game. Similar to A Short Walk in a Pretty Town, this mission feels more personal as Kieran, who has one of the saddest stories in the game, is killed at the start of the mission.
When you gonna let me come robbing with you, Dutch?
My lord, a few more like her, we could take over the whole world.
A few more like her, there wouldn't be much of a world left.
At number 5 we have Urban Pleasures, which sees Dutch, Arthur and Lenny rob the train station in Saint Denis, only to find out they were set up by Angelo Bronte. This mission has some funny dialogue and is just complete chaos, where the environment changes rapidly. First we're on the trolley, then running through the city streets, and finally on the back of a wagon. Not much more to say other than it's just a fun mission.
Well, where the hell is Tahiti?
South Pacific, an untouched paradise.
Who lives there?
Tahitians, I guess.
So we are gonna rob that place.
Well, I didn't think we was fixing the plumbing.
And we each got $15. Oh, and a quarter. Don't forget the quarter.
Shut up, Arthur.
At numbers 6 and 7 we have Chapter 2's A Strange Kindness and Chapter 5's That's Murphy Country. I grouped these two together because they are very similar and it shows off Arthur's character development very well. Both missions occur at the end of their respective chapters and involve Arthur and Charles looking for a new camp only to be met by resistance by a rival gang. In Chapter 2, when meeting the German family, Arthur actively does not want to waste his time helping them.
Oh! Get the hell out of here!
They took off Ozza.
Who did?
Men, last night.
Where? Where did they take him?
Ain't no business of ours. I don't even speak their language.
However, in Chapter 5, after learning about his sickness and wanting to do better, Arthur helps return the girl who was captured by the Murphy gang back to her home with no questions asked.
Thank you. Here, let me give you this.
Oh, that's okay, ma'am. You just keep her warm and keep her safe.
That's Murphy Country then finishes with Molly's return and death as one of the most intense moments of the game, making this mission that much better.
You know the rules.
Not so big now.
You...
At number 8 we have Archaeology for Beginners, which is the only optional story mission featured on this list, and is the only one that is more story than action. Whoever skipped this mission honestly did themselves a disservice. The long walk up the mountain has some of the best views of the entire game, and there is so much quality dialogue to be found here, including some important backstory on Arthur and his son, which is cleverly hidden behind an optional dialogue prompt.
You know, I had a son once, years ago. Don't talk about him much.
Oh, what was his name?
Isaac.
The only thing that holds this mission back is Rain's Fall interrupting to pick some herbs.
Wait, stop here. I want to pick some ginseng.
The mission ends with Arthur getting some sacred items back for Rain's Fall, and again does very well at showing Arthur's development.
I got your things, I think.
Yes, thank you.
I'm very sorry about this.
Even sacred things are only things. People, the heart, matter more.
At number 9 we have a mission with the same name as the game, Red Dead Redemption. This mission is a marathon and serves as a fitting end to Arthur's story. Arthur and Sadie first rescue Abigail, who's been captured by the Pinkertons. It has the death of Agent Milton and the big reveal on who was the camp rat and the true villain of the game.
Not all you boys have quite so many scruples. Old Micah Bell?
Micah.
This is then followed by Arthur's last ride, accompanied by a beautiful song.
That's the way it is. That's the way it is.
And Arthur's confrontation with the remaining gang members.
And who is betraying me?
Well, I'm here. Think for yourself.
Arthur and John then escape the Pinkertons, and players are faced with one of the more important choices in the game, although each lead to the same result. I hope most people had good honor and chose to help John escape, as this has the most emotional and satisfying ending for Arthur.
I gave you all I had. I did.
And at number 10 we have American Venom, which is the true final mission of the game. John, Sadie and Charles go up into the mountains to find Micah after 7 years. After Sadie and Charles are taken out of the fight, John fights through Micah's camp to come up against the man himself. After a standoff between Micah, John and Dutch, Dutch shoots Micah and players can get the revenge they've been waiting for so long.
You shot me pretty good.
The music in this mission deserves a special mention as it perfectly captures the intensity of the situation and is just so fun to listen to.
It's John Marston, Micah!
After killing Micah, John, Sadie and Charles return home. The credits roll and one of the greatest stories in video game history comes to a close. So that concludes my picks for the best missions in Red Dead Redemption 2. I know I missed so many great missions, so please let me know your picks in the comments below. I'd like to thank you for checking out this video and I'll see you next time.